Hey everybody, really quick, the video went way longer than I expected. So what I did to save you a bit of time is in the description, you can see timestamps and chapters. So you can just find the part that is most relevant to you right now in your publishing business. Those of you who do want to watch the entire thing from beginning to end, awesome. There's a ton of great, amazing info in this video to help make this 2025 your best year ever. It's here, let's go. I'm going to show you how you can make $10,000 a month by December 2025, even if you're dead broke today. Over the last few months, I did a little experiment. I wanted to see if I could create books for $0 and scale them from $0 to $10,000 a month, and the results kind of shocked me. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can do that from anywhere in the world, no matter how much money you have or don't have. So let's start with the proof. So these 6 books right here have made just over $11,000 a month so far. I'm filming this at the end of December, so there's a couple days left. All of them are less than 4 months old. They all cost $0 to create, and they are 100% made with AI with a ton of human editing. The first obvious question is, well, they're AI books, so how good can they actually be? Well, let's take a look. Here's a snapshot of, I think I have 5 of them, that's all I can fit on the screen, but you can see some of the stats. Now these were taken after the holiday rush, so all of the BSRs have absolutely tanked. But to kind of give you a snapshot of the picture here, to go into a little bit more detail, the worst rating on one of these books is a 4.4 out of 5. You can see the star rating there with 129 reviews. This book made just over $2,000 for the month so far. The best rating is a 4.8 with 161 reviews, and that made just shy of $8,000 for the month. Now, before we begin, there's 2 types of people watching this video right now. There's the believers and the skeptics. For the believers, you want to change your life, you are looking for answers. In this video, I'm going to do my best to give you those answers. In about 60 seconds, I'm going to start showing you everything that I did. Remember, creating, writing, and publishing these books all for $0. There's no pitch, there's no course, there's no program that I'm going to try to sell you. I want this video to be 100% valuable for you so you can copy me and do exactly what I did and go from $0 to $10,000 plus a month sometime this year. Now, for my skeptics, first thing you're probably asking is this going to work for me? Yeah, it is. 100% this is going to work for you. It doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter what your background is. It doesn't matter how much money you have. What I'm going to show you will 100% work for you, period. Aren't you just some YouTube guru? Duh. I'm literally on YouTube teaching you how to do something. That's the definition of a YouTube guru. Why do you think that's a bad thing? How do you ever expect to learn anything with that type of mentality, thinking anybody trying to teach you something is trying to scam you? That's just beyond idiotic. Stop thinking like that and you might actually change your life. So, who am I? Well, I've been publishing books since 2016. I've been here for a little while. And I've taught quite a few people how to do this as well. You can take a look at my channel if you need to. I sold my first KDP account back in 2021. Sold it for just around $200,000. Not a ton of money, but like a decent, it was the biggest paycheck I had at the time. I started a new one with a focus on coloring books. Oh my God, that sucked. Okay, not a fan at all for that type of business. When I smartened up, I scaled to just over $15,000 a month with 4 proper high contact books. My only regret is not doing that earlier. Publishing lets us travel. We homeschool our kids, so travel and freedom is very important, and live where we choose. And I create videos to try to help instill that on all of you. Best ice cream in the world is at Mount Rushmore, 100%. Now, why should you care? Well, I'm actively publishing books. This channel is not like an affiliate marketing channel. Those are the channels that say, hey, yeah, you can do KDP as 1 to 10 side hustles in 2025. That's not the case here. I actively publish books. What I'm saying actually works. This KDP should be the only side hustle you do for 2025, 100%, because you can scale it from $0 to $10,000 a month without spending a damn penny. So everything that I'm going to show you, you can use to turn this into a real income producing business. Now, if you do want me to show you how to publish and profit from a book in just 5 days, you can join my Publish and Profit 5-day challenge, where I'll do exactly that. I'll teach you how to write, publish, and profit from your very own book in 5 days, completely free. You also get to join my free school group community place to hang out and ask me specific questions about your publishing business as well. Once again, this is completely free. It always will be. So just go to the first link in the description or the pinned comment of this video, and you can sign up for free and join our community. Can't wait to see you inside. So, how to make $10,000 a month by December 2025 in 5 steps. Well, let's dive into things. Research, create, publish, market, and scale. So the first step is researching our topics. Breaking this down is we're going to look at 3 different areas for researching. We're going to come up with ideas, then we're going to validate the ideas, then we're going to choose the best one to run with, and I'll break down why. So step 1 is we have to come up with some ideas. Now, there's 4 ways that I like to come up with ideas: personal experience, hobbies and interests, random things that come to mind. And I'm going to show you how you can use Chat GPT to help you if you get stuck as well. Now, personal experiences can be anything that you kind of do on a day-to-day. Like, so I'm married, I have kids, so marriage, parenting, cooking, right? That would be more of a hobby and interest. But like anything that's kind of related to you on a personal level, write that down, because that's something that you could be writing about. Hobbies and interests. So that's where cooking would come into: Lego, off-roading, cars, music, wrestling, right? Just a couple of my interests off the top of my head. No judgment. Random things that come to mind: candles, because I'm looking at some candles. But that's what I mean by random things. Just like I would never think anything about candles. But, candles. Now, if you want to use chat to further help your brain come up with some ideas, check out this, right? So you're just going to use this little prompt here, right? I want to write an ebook to sell. Can you help me come up with a list of 50 topics that I could write about? So I'm just going to put that in chat. And boom. All right. 10-minute workouts for busy people. 10 minutes workouts for busy seniors. That would be a good one. All right. I have some chair yoga books, so always looking. 101 fun activities to do with kids. Better family relationships, managing screen time. Right? So there's like a lot of different things, right? And okay, so put these onto like a Google Doc or somewhere just to stay organized. I'm not going to show you that because it's very, very simple, but just a place where you can track your thoughts. And then we're going to move on to the next step. Now, if you want to kind of break down this a little further, so let's say let's find one. Okay, beginner's guide to watercolor and painting. You could write, can you niche down a bit more with this topic. And so now what it's doing is niching down a little bit further for you so you can find something maybe a little bit more unique. But don't start writing on these topics yet, because the next step is the most important part, and that's validating your idea. Okay, so why is validating your idea the most important part? Well, this is the difference between like affiliate marketers on YouTube and actual self-publishers on YouTube. In order to make money on Amazon, you have to find a topic that people are already buying. And people are buying from other self-publishers, not authority figures. This is the number one reason I see people not making money, is because they've created a book, let it be low content or high content. They've created a book that nobody actually is looking for or shopping on Amazon. And without doing that first, it's pretty much impossible to make money. So we have to first validate the idea. A great book won't sell itself if nobody wants to buy. So let me kind of show you how this looks on a personal level. So I have two books here. One, a topic super passionate about. The entire family helped create it. The kids, my wife. It was a team effort. We invested $3,000 for this book in terms of writer, cover designer, and formatter for it. Okay, $3,000, a lot. And then the second book, I can't stand the topic. I made it in a week, and it literally cost me nothing. Okay, so those are the two books here. Take a look at the results. The first book has made a total of $207, and that's over 2 years. The second book has made a total of $10,100, and that's over a couple months. Okay, it says 2 there because it's paperback and hardcover selected. Big difference. You have to publish a book on a topic that people are looking to buy on. The first topic, as much as we love it, it's either too niched or just not well done or whatever the case is, but it's nothing that people are really buying. A kid's travel book for the Pacific Coast Highway. Whereas the second topic, it's a very popular topic that people are buying books on. There's nothing wrong if you want to make a passion project and write a book for the sake of writing a book. You just have to have the correct expectations. Everything that I'm going to cover going forward is designed to help make you money, not find your passion project. So just please keep that in mind. And remember this, be passionate about making money. Even if, and from personal experience, once again, even on topics you hate, if you're passionate about just making money and getting paid, you will ensure those books are the highest freaking quality possible. You will do the most research possible, because the better the book, the more money you're going to make from it. And that's from personal experience, right? I'm publishing books on topics I can't stand, but I can tell you this, they're the best damn books on Amazon on this topic, because I'm putting absolutely everything I can into these books. It's a win-win. The customers get a fantastic book and you get paid. How do we validate our ideas? Well, we only need two things to determine if a book's going to be profitable or not. Okay, the first is Amazon, it's free. The second is Kip Scout, that's free as well. If you don't know what Kip Scout is, there is a link to a video that I did a little while ago on what Kip Scout is. It's a free tool that allows you to determine if a keyword or a topic is going to be profitable or not, with some cool customization features in it as well. So please go check that out. Check that out once you're done watching this video, and it'll show you how to download, install, and use Kip Scout. Now, before we jump onto Amazon and do a little keyword research with you, here's what we're looking for. We're looking for books that are making over $500 a month, right? So that's going to have around, when I say around, less than 100,000 BSR, okay? They're going to have less than 150 reviews, okay? And the reason we don't want to set a minimum number of reviews and we set a maximum number of reviews is because the more reviews that a book has, the harder it is to compete. 150 reviews, you can really get that within a month and a half to 2 months. So it's competable. If a book has like 800 reviews, that's going to take months to get, and chances of us trying to catch up to that competitor are just a lot smaller. And we want those books to have, or we want to find at least 3 books that are hitting our criteria. So let's dive on to Amazon now. Okay, so we've selected books. We're on Amazon incognito mode. Selected books right here. Like I said, we do have Kip Scout ready to go. It's in the settings. We've turned on incognito mode, so it works here. So we're going to do gardening. Now, you probably never want to just do gardening. We probably want gardening and something else. I'll put for beginners. And let's take a look. So it's super big, right? 20,000 results. This would be great to kind of niche this down a little bit more. Container gardening. Oh, 3,000. Okay, it's much better, especially if you're brand new. Just looking for something a little less busy. Now, I'm going to hit Kip Scout over here. Now, first thing I need to do is go to settings, and I need to include the top 20. So maximum number of reviews to be included, 150. Minimum revenue for a book to be included is $500. and minimum number of profitable books is 3. So I'm going to go back to results, and it is saying it's not profitable. That's too bad. It's always nice to get it on the first try. Container and raised bed gardening. Let's see if that does anything. Okay, just let it load up here. Not looking good. Nope, not profitable. Okay, let's take away container and do raised bed gardening. Okay, I know there's stuff profitable in gardening. I'm just gonna find it. Oh, nice. Okay, cool. So, okay. Now, remember, we can trust the little, it's not a traffic light, but we can trust the green and red lights here because it's going with the criteria that we have set for itself. It's not going on some other weird criteria that we can't trust. So for the sake of the video, I'm going to say, yes, this works. So raised bed gardening for beginners. It's a profitable keyword. We could look at considering publishing a book for this particular keyword. We could do one more just for educational purposes if you'd like. I didn't really intend for this video to be like a keyword research, how to do keyword research video, but I'm in the groove. So canning and preserving. Oh, cool. Okay, so there's preppers canning, preserving. I guess that still counts. There's canning meat cookbook. Guess that still counts, right? And canning and preserving. All right, cool. Right. So I'd obviously look into this a little bit more to determine if that's what I want to go into. But boom, you can see how much easier this tool does make it. So let's get back to the video. Like I said, look for keywords that are not in massive. If I'm looking for a keyword that's going to be like, in a niche that has like 20,000 other books, like decluttering, like chair yoga, like what we saw with gardening. Okay, yes, you can make money in those niches, but they're not beginner friendly and you're going to get absolutely destroyed when it comes to ad costs. So I would never tell a beginner, do a book on decluttering, because the chances of their success, there's so many more things going against them than going for them. So you want to make sure you're choosing your keywords properly. Now, one thing that you can do, we didn't really do this in the research example, but you can look for different ways to offer a solution to the same problem. So if you're creating a book on raised bed gardening or container gardening, and everyone else has a book on container gardening, and we know it's a profitable keyword and all of that, well, then go on a different angle, okay? Think about who's the customer. Well, they're probably like, they have maybe not as much space or whatever the case is. I don't know anything about gardening, so if I'm not getting these facts right, please forgive me. But I would aim for it as container gardening for apartments or townhomes, right? Because what's happening now is people who don't have a lot of space, they would want container gardening. If you put for apartments or townhomes, there's probably a lot of people who are in apartments and townhomes looking for container gardening books because they don't have the space, so they need that type of thing. But if you're the only book that's going to have that on there, all of a sudden you're specialized. And do you have to change a lot of the book for it? No, of course not. You just have to have a little part in chapter 1 or chapter 2 that talks about apartments and townhomes and how container gardening is so great for that. That's it. The rest of the book is going to be the same as everyone else's pretty much. But from a psychological standpoint, you're going to attract so many more customers because you're the only book that's hitting it from that angle. So when you do want to look at larger niches or more competitive niches, try to think about it. How can I solve the problem from a completely different angle? I really hope that does make sense for what I was trying to articulate there. If it does, give me a thumbs up. Appreciate that. Okay, now how to choose which keyword to go by. So now you have a couple different profitable keywords to go by based on doing your research. Well, here's what you need to look at before you decide the one that you want to go on. How are the covers in this niche? Okay, how much effort is it going to take to make a really standout cover that's going to be different than everybody else's? How many reviews, right? Find the average number of reviews. right? Are they averaging 80? Are they averaging close to 150? Are they averaging 30? That's also going to be a determining factor. Because if they're averaging 30 reviews, if you have a keyword that averages 30 reviews and one that averages 80, I'd go for the 30 every single time, because I'm going to be able to get way more reviews in a way shorter period of time. That's going to set me apart from everybody else. Okay, how are the A pluses, right? How are the titles? How much do you know about the customer, right? This is where going in and doing a little bit of customer research is going to come into play. How much do you know about that customer, and how could we tackle it from a different angle? Going back to that angle example, how can we tackle it from a different angle that's going to serve the customer even better? And you can really just come in and kind of like undercut everybody else, because you're coming in with a completely different angle that nobody else has thought of already. Once you've done that, choose and go. Choose and go. Don't waste more time on it. Now it's time to create. Okay, step 2, creating your book. There's 4 steps to the book creation process. It's creating your outline, it's writing your book, it's creating your title, it's creating your cover. Okay, those are the 4 things we're going to focus on. There's 2 different ways we can create your book. Yourself, or you can outsource it. If you create it yourself, it is free. It just takes more time. It's harder to scale to a higher level. When I say higher level, I mean $30,000 a month and beyond. It's much harder to scale. You can create free books yourself and get yourself to $30K a month. But going beyond that, it gets a little bit more challenging. This is great for beginners or broke people. It also forces you to learn everything about the book creation process faster. Now, if you outsource, it costs money, it's way faster, and it's scalable. So the publishers who are doing $80,000 to $100,000 plus a month, they're obviously outsourcing all of their book creation, because that allows them to scale to a much higher level. Anybody can do it, and it allows you to focus on the parts of the business you enjoy. But we broke, so we're creating our books for $0. So let me show you how to do that. All you need is Chat GPT and a lot of patience. That's it. Now, there's a free plan and a paid plan for Chat GPT. The free works, the paid is just better. The paid plan is $20 a month as of this video. I would highly, highly recommend just get the paid plan. If you're not using Chat GPT on a daily basis already, what are you really doing? It's so bloody handy. Like I said, the free plan does work for those of you who you just can't fork over the 20 right now. The free plan does work. It's fine. It'll just require a little bit more editing on your part, but you'll still be able to do it. So no worries. Okay, so I'm going to give you a couple tips for writing your book here. So 1, Google Docs. Use Google Docs to stay organized. The more organized you can be, the easier it is to writing your book. Let me show you what I do with my Google Docs, so you can just kind of mimic that or do your own thing. Okay, so I'm in my Google Doc here. This is going to be the main part of your book. This is where I would write my book, all here. You can create tabs by adding a tab here. I just hit tab and it'll create a new tab for you. That's essentially, it's not a new page. It's like a whole new document within the document. If you click here, you can add a sub-tab. And so I'll have my book that I'm writing here, okay? And then I'll have notes about my book or random thoughts and ideas that I want to put in. So like I'll put ideas about my A+, my cover, maybe if I want to have like a certain graph or image or something, or just random ideas, I'll just type them all in here in the tabs. And so as I'm writing the book, I can go back, check notes and stuff like that. This is just the way that I have found to keep the most organized for me. Find your own way. Whatever works best for you is the most important thing. For nonfiction books, people are buying the book because they have a problem that they need to solve. So that's what our goal is, to solve a problem. Whereas fiction writers, for example, fiction books, their goal is to entertain their reader. We are not entertaining. We are problem solvers. That is a very, very important distinction between the two. Customers buy nonfiction books because they have a problem that they want solved and they're willing to spend money on it. It's hit a certain pain point where they're now willing to part with their money to buy a book. Now, when I was doing my research for this video, a lot of the questions, I can't find if they were trolling or just ignorant, but they're like, who really buys books or ebooks? Now that I say that out loud, I think they were just ignorant, because lots of people still buy books and ebooks. Lots of people. Okay, because if there's a problem that you need to solve or you want to grow, you're going to part with your money and buy a book, buy an ebook, buy coaching. You're going to part with your money to solve that problem, whatever it is, from weight loss to health to pets to whatever the case is. Now, here's the kicker. The better and the faster you can solve the problem for your reader, the more you can charge for your book and the more money you can make. So the better and the faster you can solve their problem, the more you can charge for their book. So that goes back to making your books as good as humanly possible, because the better your book is, the more money, not from day one, but the more money long term you can charge for your book. Okay? And the more unique the problem, the higher the price tag will be for the book as well. So those are extra little things that I do keep in mind as I'm creating the idea and everything behind my books. So let's talk a bit about the customer journey, for example. So the customer is at A and we need to take them to B. So problem A, B solution. I want a garden, but I don't have a lot of space or a big backyard. That is the problem for the customer. Solution, use container gardening so you can grow what you want without taking up a lot of space. So our book has to bridge the gap, so to speak. No space to garden. I don't know what my options are. How would I even start? How do I care for a garden? How would I harvest? Your book, bridging the gap to the solution, container gardening for condos, what to buy and where, caring for your garden, how to harvest. Those are the answers that the customer will have once they've read your book and paid money for it. Another example, chair yoga. Problem, I need to be healthy. I don't know how to do chair yoga. How do I stay safe? My mobility sucks. I don't know what plan to follow. Your book, solution, I'm being healthy. I know how to do chair yoga. I know how to stay safe. I can get around easier. I can follow this easy 28-day plan. That's the concept of a nonfiction book. If your book is doing anything else, you're probably going to get negative reviews. One of the main things that a lot of people like to do, and this is an AI issue. I don't like blaming AI for crappy books because it still comes down to the publisher. But then it also comes down to maybe lack of knowledge. But still, that's their fault. When you ask AI to create a book or create an outline on chair yoga, for example, a lot of the times the first chapter or two are the history of chair yoga or this background information or whatever the case is. And if you do your customer research properly, you'll see all the negative reviews talk about how nobody cares about that. Because nobody cares about the history on something if they just want a solution. Going back to the gardening example, like I don't care who came up with container gardening. I don't care. All I care about is how to do it and how much is it going to cost me and what's the setup and the things I need for it. That's it. And that's how like 99% of your customers are going to be as well. Going back to creating the best book possible, when you're doing your customer research, fully understand like what do they want to know about? And more importantly, what don't they care about? We don't have time to get into a whole big thing about customer research, but it is a very, very important part, putting yourself in the shoes of the customer so you can write the proper book. Before you write, though, we have to do one very important thing, and that's called creating your outline. Basically, it's a skeleton version of your book. It saves time, keeps you on topic, but overall, creating an outline helps you create a much, much better book. And that is the ultimate goal here. So let me show you briefly how we can use chat to create the outline for your book. So what I'll do is I'll put this prompt that I'm using down in the description of the video, so it's super easy, so you don't have to like pause the screen and type it up. You can just copy and paste it from this video into chat. I'm writing a book on topic, and let's just put container gardening. Okay, container gardening, and I would like your help in developing a detailed outline. The purpose of this book is to guide readers from point A, their situation or their challenge, not knowing what container gardening is or how to get started. Okay, to point B, having their first successful harvest. Okay. Can you outline the 4 to 8 steps readers need to follow in order to achieve this transformation? Please structure the outline with chapter for each step and include relevant subsections for the chapter. Super simple. Okay, hit enter. Okay, so we have the introduction, container gardening. Let's see if it did the history. Okay, what is container gardening? Concepts? No. Why should you start today? Cool. What you learn? Good. No history. Chapter 1, basic. Okay, what can you grow? Benefits, dispelling myths. Okay, cool. Chapter 2, planning. Okay, so choosing the right plants, how much space you need, creating a planting schedule. Interesting. Picking the right containers. Cool. So, somebody who I'm interested in gardening, but I don't know anything about gardening. I'm like the ideal customer, right? Because I don't know anything. And this is like, I'm visualizing it in my head. It's like, okay, cool. This type of book would get me from where I am to where I would want to be. Okay. But you can see, so this is the basics of what the book would be. This is now your outline, so to speak, that you could use. If you want to outsource your books. Now, outsourcing means using something called a ghostwriter. Ghostwriters are people that write the book for you, but you get all the rights and the credits. For the book, you pay them a one-time fee, and that's that. You get future royalties and all of that. Ghostwriting is super common. Whenever you see like a celebrity, president, whatever, somebody big name writing a book, they're not writing the book, okay? They have a ghostwriter who hangs out with them for months on end and writes the book for them, speaking in that person's tone or voice or whatever the case is. That's how it's done. So ghostwriting is massive. The easiest and simplest way of finding ghostwriters is using a website called the Urban Writers. They have a ton of vetted freelancers that you're able to hire to help write the book on literally almost any single topic you want. So this is their website right here. You can see they have a ton of different packages here. One of my favorite packages is their new AI nonfiction package because it saves a ton of money. It uses AI combined with a human writer and a human editor. So it's kind of the best of both worlds in my experience. But they're phenomenal to work with. They have a lot of other services as well. But just like any ghostwriter, okay, ghostwriting, the quality of the writing you're going to get will come down to the quality and the level of detail you provide in your instructions, in your outline, and everything. So a lot of the times when I hear people saying, oh, well, I used a ghostwriter and it wasn't, whatever. It's like, okay, well, show me your outline. I'm like, oh, your outline was a page. That's the problem, right? Like, you have to have a very detailed plan. There's still a lot of work that goes into your outline. So just keep that in mind, but there's a link for the Urban Writers. You can use it down in the description as well if you want to check them out. But remember, I said we're doing this for free, so we're not using Urban Writers today. We are using Chat GPT. Now, I have also been recently playing around with Claude, and I've only been doing the free version on Claude so far, but man, is it different. It is, I don't know how to describe it. If you've been using Chat a lot for your books, try using Claude. It has some sort of different like tone or vibe or something when I enter the same prompt, and I'm like, man, it like nailed one of my descriptions so much better than what I got from Chat or what I got from some of the other things that I've used, like Duplicate. And like, it was just like, whew, it was cool. So don't sleep on Claude. Now, please, don't use Chat GPT or whatever to write the whole book. Don't. If you're thinking for a second that you're just going to enter a prompt and copy and paste the book or copy and paste the text into a Google Doc and upload that to Amazon, Technically, you can do that. But you're sacrificing quality because honestly, it's like in any field where you make money, like self-publishing, there's always people who are taking the bloody shortcuts. And yes, so some of you people who are watching this, you're just going to be like, oh, fuck, I just want to take a shortcut. So you're just going to write some prompts, copy and paste, publish it on Amazon. Guess what? You're gonna make some money, 100%. You'll make some money. Your book won't keep making money though because customers are gonna notice it's just not good. It's just there's fluff and it's just not good. It's not a good way to sustain it. And remember, Amazon has no issue with AI written books. They have issue with bad customer experiences. So whether it's a ghostwriter, a human, or it's AI, if that book is crap, that's the problem that Amazon has, right? They have no problem if you use AI and you edit the book and you make it, you humanize it, and it's kick-ass. They have zero issues with that. They have issues with really bad books giving a poor customer experience. That's why accounts get closed. Accounts don't get closed because they're using AI. That's ridiculous. It's not true. Okay. So just understand that AI is a tool, much like a hammer. It's not going to do all the work, but in the right hands, it can make the job so much easier. Now, if you want to write the book using Chat GPT, inside my Publish and Profits 5-Day Challenge, I have a complete Chat GPT cheat sheet that shows you exactly how to train, prompt, reprompt, everything on how you can get ChatGPT to put out books that are absolutely insane. Okay. Once again, that's a free resource. Click the link and you can go through it. It's in there. I'll show you how to do it step by step. It's the way I've been doing it. And like I said, those books are absolutely crushing it. But it's about knowing how to use AI correctly, which is key. The next thing we have to focus on is creating our title. When you're thinking of your book title, I always say keep it simple. Here's my process for coming up with kick-ass book titles. Grab the book titles from all the top selling books in your niche and put them into Chat and ask Chat to come up with a book title for you using words and phrases from these book titles. Now, why does that work so well? Well, if they're best-selling books, that means they've already done the work of putting good keywords and all of that inside their titles and their subtitles. By you extracting all that data, putting it into Chat, having Chat do its thing and spit out 10 possible title ideas, it just saves you a lot of work. Now, you need to still go through and fine tune it to make the adjustments. Why don't I just show you how to do this? I said, I want your help coming up with titles for my book. Here are the top books and their titles from Amazon. Can you create 10 new titles using the keywords and phrases from these books that I could use for mine. Okay. Now, so I'm going to use this as a base now to start on. Essential Guide for Canning and Preserving Bible, Master Water Bath, Pressure Canning, Pickling, Dehydration, and follow the recipes. Canning for a Purpose, the Ultimate Guide, right? And I'm just going to add a follow-up prompt here. Ensure the titles are simple, easy to understand, convey the value or transformation they offer, include numbers if relevant. So I'm just going to throw that in, right? And it's going to give me a little bit more to work on. Remember we talked about having that super unique angle for your book. You want to make sure you implement that in your title. It's usually either the first part of the title, so after your main keyword, the first part of your title, or it's at the very end of the title, is where I'll hit that main thing that I'm trying to use for my book to stand out. And everything else, I'll play around and make sure I'm using the proper keywords and everything from here. Hopefully that kind of gives you an idea on exactly what to do, how you can kind of play around and utilize some of the information that's already on Amazon to create your book titles. So now that you have your title, now we do formatting your book. The layout of your book is super simple. It's your title page, your table of contents, your intro, main chapters, conclusion. That's it. I'm not going to do formatting right now here, nor am I going to bother making a formatting video. If you want one from me, there's one inside. I show you how to do it step by step inside the Publish and Profits 5-day challenge. Or you can just go to YouTube and type in how to format a book, and there's a billion people to watch on how to format a book. It's really simple. It's super easy. So yeah. Now, cover design. Once again, we're at two steps. We can do it ourselves or we can outsource it. Now, unless you're a graphic designer, never do it yourself. Now, how do I get around this? Because how do we create a book for $0 without doing the cover ourselves? There's two ways you can do it. One, you can reach out to a friend. Luckily, I just married a very, very smart, intelligent, beautiful woman who knows how to create kick-ass covers. So I had my wife make all my covers. Okay? Now, is that cheating? I don't know. It's just, you marry the right person. Or if you have a brother, a sister, or somebody else, a friend who knows how to create covers, right? You can do that. You can also, and this does take a bit of work, you can also look at a cover, learn how to use something like Adobe InDesign. That's what we use to create covers. I'm sure there's others. You could use Canva, but it is a little Mickey Mouse, and you are going to be limited, but it does work, okay, using Canva to create covers. But you can do that. Once again, inside the Publish and Profit Challenge, I show you how to use Canva to create your own covers. What I would suggest is, chances are you are going out to eat 2 times a month, right? Even if you're broke. So just eat at home, save the $20 or whatever, and spend it on a book cover on a book that's going to make you a lot of money. By doing that, you can go to Fiverr, and in the description, I'm going to have a list of my top 3 gigs that I use for book covers, and all of them are going to be less than $20. So this is one of them. AMR Studios. They're good. They're quick. They're a little newer. Okay, because they only have 17 reviews, but sometimes I like to try out some of the new people to see how they are. And honestly, I haven't had any complaints for the couple covers that I've had done. That one looks really badass, right? That's one that I have enjoyed. This is another popular one. I've used her a few times. Okay, all right. She does make some really great covers. The only issue with her is she's busy, so it takes a little while. And if you're in a rush, I'm just impatient. So that's my only issue with that. Like, she has 133 orders in queue, right? But I'll have a link for her. This is another one that I have used a few times as well. And you can see a ton of reviews and only 18 orders in queue. Quick and easy. But guys, finding great cover designers on Fiverr is not hard. Book cover, right? Sort by best-selling, and then just take a look at the ones that jump out. Like this one right away jumps out because they're all 3 are different, right? Oh, it's $95. Sorry, we're on a budget here. Okay, here we go. So, okay, this is illustration and book covers. I wouldn't do any of these because they all just look way too AI-ish, right? But look at this one, Sid. All right. See, this is what I would look at. That's a really cool one. It's like finding people who do great covers is not hard. But keep in mind, they're only going to create a cover as good as your instructions. So you have to have an idea of what you want. You know, if you don't know a ton about colors, that's okay. They'll usually help you with that. But by looking at the books, understanding who the customer is and like what type of layout do you want. Are you just gonna have something boring where it's like the title, the subtitle, and your author name with a picture? That's boring. Find other cool covers, and it doesn't even have to be in the same niche as yours, but other cool covers that you like. You're like, oh man, I could really make this work. Obviously fiction and nonfiction are very different covers, but like that's a really cool one for dog food, Dr. Lee. There's no subtitle, so it tells me absolutely nothing about it, but that's kind of a cool cover. But yeah, finding cover designs shouldn't be hard, shouldn't take a ton of time, but link in the description for a couple of the designers that I really like using. All right, so now let's talk about finally publishing your book. So first off, the worst place that you can publish your book is going to be your own website or your blog, Gumroad, or Stan Store. Websites like that you want to avoid at all costs if you want to make money with your books. You're kind of left with a lot more work than you really need to worry about. And most importantly, when you hear people talk about these type of places where you want to publish your book, it goes back to what I said earlier in the video about people saying, just write a topic on whatever you want, follow your heart, and all that type of stuff. They don't have any real experience on making money the same way we're talking about making money in this video. Now, if you sell hot dogs, where would the best place to sell hot dogs be? Think about it. What's the one thing that you need in order to become a super successful hot dog vendor? Is it the best meat, the best condiments? Is it the best location? Nothing matters as long as you're in front of a starving crowd. So the best location for a hot dog vendor is going to be when this stadium empties and you have like 80,000 people coming who are hungry for hot dogs. You're going to sell out every single time. So ask yourself, where are millions of customers who are hungry to buy books? Where do they hang out? Well, Amazon. Amazon is by far the best place to sell your books. Let me explain why. 74% of all ebook sales are coming from Amazon. So that means out of 100 sales, 74 are from Amazon, and the remaining 26 or so are coming from a whole bunch of other places like Apple iBooks, Kobo, Google Play, and so on. But Amazon has a massive hold on the marketplace when it comes to ebooks. So there's no point in publishing it anywhere else unless you publish it on Amazon, publish it on other places. That's a whole different strategy. But you want to make sure Amazon is your go-to. Now, why does it make sense to sell on Amazon? One reason, it's free. Okay, it doesn't cost you anything to set up your KDP account or to publish your book on Amazon. Now, you do pay Amazon a small fee every time you make a sale, but hey, that's not a problem whatsoever. You can take a look at one of my books right here. I sell it for the ebook for $9.99. I pay a 23 cents delivery fee. That's it. I pay 23 cents. Amazon takes 30%. I get 70% of the royalty. And so what I'm paid for my $9.99, I'm paid $6.83. Now that's awesome. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, yeah, but then you still got to pay Amazon something. Well, I can make 100% on my blog. Yeah, but what would you rather have? Would you rather have 100% of a grape, your blog, or would you rather have 10% of a watermelon, Amazon? Right? Don't focus on keeping 100%. Focus on how can I get my book in front of the most number of people as easy as possible. That's what you want to keep in mind here. When you're trying to sell products online, there's a lot of stuff you have to take care of, right? There's shipping and fulfillment. There's inventory issues. There's website building, hosting, domain purchase. It's driving traffic to your website. It's customer support. It's marketing and promotions. The upfront risk, like printing all of your books ahead of time. There's so much extra work that you have to do if you want to sell your books somewhere. Amazon takes care of all of this for you for such a small little fee. And that's the beauty of it. Free to sell on. They pay directly to your bank account. So you get direct deposit straight to your account. Some people get a physical check mailed to them. And you can do this anywhere in the world. So that means if you're in India, Bangladesh, Africa, Mexico, South America, it doesn't matter where you are in the world, you can create an online Amazon business and get paid in American dollars living in like a third world country. The opportunities are endless when you sell on Amazon. And it allows you to sell more than just ebooks. That going back to that book example earlier, $9.99, I get paid $6.83. But the ebook is the least profitable version of the book that I sell. My most profitable is my paperback, my hardcover. I sell it for $29.99 and I get paid $9.90 for it. The hardcover has a much lower BSR than my ebook. So I'm selling way more hardcovers than I am ebooks, and it costs a lot more, but two, I get paid a lot more from it. And yes, my printing fee is $8.10, but that's okay. I'm still getting $9.90 deposited every time I make a sale. And that's the thing that matters. So yes, you can sell more than ebooks on Amazon. So you can sell your ebooks, you can sell your paperbacks and your hardcovers, and those are where the money's at. But then audiobooks is a whole nother thing that you're able to touch on as well by having a narrator narrate your audiobook. An old interview I have on the channel from one of my old students, Gary, making over $48,000 alone just from scaling up his audiobook business. So there's a lot of different revenue streams that you're able to use from Amazon with just your one single book. Selling on Amazon is kind of like going fishing. Yes, you might have one product or one rod, but you have like 10 different lines. So you're able to attract a lot more fish with the same amount of work. And that's one of the reasons it's become so powerful for so many people. And it's so easy to start. You just literally go to kdp.amazon.com, you create an account, you fill out your tax info, you fill out your bank info so you can get paid, and you can start selling. Now, if you do want like a step-by-step how to publish your book on Amazon, you can go check out the Publish and Profits 5-Day Challenge. I have a step-by-step video in there, and you can see exactly how to do it for free. Now, our book is published. So what do we have to do? Marketing. Yes, you can make sales by simply just publishing your book on Amazon and having your first couple sales come in. That is possible. However, you do want to put some actual effort in to make some real money with Amazon. Amazon's all about the customer experience first and foremost. The better the customer experience you can give your customers, the better Amazon's going to treat your book and promote it to more and more people. You got to show Amazon that your book is a good choice for your customers. That brings us to the honeymoon period. This is the time that you got to get down and dirty and get to work in the first 30 days of launching your new book. Your goal is to get as many sales as possible to let Amazon know that your book is worth it, and they will start promoting your book to other areas of their website, to other customers, thus increasing its rank and the organic traffic that your book's going to start to get. So let's talk about the two types of traffic. You have organic and paid traffic. Now, organic is free. It does take a while. It doesn't tell you anything, but it does help with rank. Paid traffic is paid traffic in the form of running Amazon ads. It's instant for instant sales. It gives you data about your book, and it massively helps with your book's rank as well. With organic traffic, one of the best ways to get more organic traffic is through social media. Now, the caveat on this, a lot of people suggest, you can use social media to sell more books. I do believe it's kind of niche dependent. There are some niches that are a lot easier to use on social media than others. Not all of them are going to work. There's also no guarantee, right? When I'm running Amazon ads, for example, I can pretty much guarantee I'm going to make more sales. If I start doing a lot of social media posts, I'm not guaranteed anything. It does take a ton of effort, but however, and this is the part that really I think can get some people confused, when social media works, the upside can be massive. This is the Meow book. A few months ago, this book was in the low triple digits on the Amazon store, making upwards of around $60,000 a month. This book blew up because of TikTok. The only word inside this book is meow. That's it. That's literally the only word. It's just meow over and over again with some formatting. That's it. It's kind of a gag book, but it absolutely just blew up. And you can see there's some of the videos have a couple million, lots have a couple 100,000. This guy, I think it's actually his book. but I can't prove it. But this guy has a ton of videos on this book, right? So like 2 million there, right? Million there, 5 million here, 2.4 million. And these are just like, they're simple videos. This one, somebody just walks up behind him and he's like pretending to read through the book. Simple videos that you can literally film in like 30 seconds. Okay, I'll show you another example. It's the shadow work journal that's so popular. And these ones have like 35 million, 29 million, 70 million views. And what some of these creators do as well is they'll buy a couple copies of their book. I wish I had the video. They'll buy a couple copies of their book, and then, let me see. Yeah, here, right in front of me. So look, they'll buy a couple copies of their book, and then they'll just go to a bookstore. They'll place their books there. They'll film the video like the bookstore is carrying their books. They'll film it. And what that does, see how it's all fit in there? What that does is that creates the illusion that the book's way more popular than it is. But then it starts spiraling and sales can blow up. So that's one of the tactics that a lot of these TikTok creators do like to use. TikTok and social media, massive opportunities if you want to go that route. But like I said before, it does require a ton of effort and it's definitely not guaranteed. Running paid ads, paid traffic is really all you need. There's no need to learn Google, Facebook, or YouTube ads or anything else. It's cost effective. It fits any budget. You can start as low as like $3 a day. And it's simple to understand and start with. It also gives you, and this is what I've really come to love about ads that I've learned over the last like 12 to 18 months, is it gives you data about your book that nothing else will tell you. Running ads tells you right away if your cover's any good, if your description's any good, if your A+ is any good, if your price point is good. Running ads gives you all of this data and it allows you to make adjustments and changes by tracking the conversion rate to see what's happening. There's nothing else on Amazon that tells you this except for your ad data. And I think a lot of people underestimate just how powerful that is. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is step 5. It's how to scale. If you want to scale to the moon, the number one thing you need to focus is you want to choose a niche and become an authority figure in that niche. Focus on serving one customer only. Focus on serving them and solving every single problem that customer is going to have in relation to your books. Come out with a book for every new problem that they're going to have. Come out with a book to solve the same problem a different way, multiple angles. Get creative. But the more problems you can solve for that one customer, the more powerful your brand's going to be. Publish more books. Don't just publish books in random niches. Be strategic with what you're doing. Creating all formats. What we talked about, ebook, paperback, hardcover, audiobooks, translations. Now, number 4 is go global translations. And an important note on that, going global doesn't mean just translate your books. You can sell your English written books in Spain, in Germany, in Italy, in France. One of the best things I did this year was set up lottery ads. If you don't know what lottery ads are, they're basically an ad that has every single one of your books in it with like a 3 to 6 cents bid, and I set it up for all the different markets. And I just found out that some of my English speaking books are selling so well over in France. I'm just blown away. They're not translated, they're English speaking, but they're just absolutely killing it now. And these are royalties that I've been missing out on since forever, basically, because I never thought that an English speaking book would do well over in France because it wasn't translated, but I was wrong. So taking advantage of that is literally something you could just do today, right now, if you, at the end of the video. Translating costs a bit of money to get translated properly and then publish it as a new book. Bundles are another great thing when done correctly. Just building an audience. Don't underestimate the power of building an audience. When I'm saying building an audience, I'm not so much talking about on social media. I'm talking about more about like an actual audience you own, like your email list. Such a powerful, underestimated tool that your email list can be. And then the last thing is just exiting on top. When you build a brand, the value of your account goes up. And that's key. I was able to sell my account. And one thing that I think a lot of people don't understand is your account doesn't have to be making a lot of money. Like at the time, I think my account was only averaging like $6,000 or $7,000 a month. Like it wasn't averaging a lot. And I still was able to sell it for a couple $100,000. There are people, I know this one guy, he has 6 different Amazon accounts going on. He has a stupidly overcomplicated way of doing everything. But all he does is he scales these accounts up to like $3 to $4 grand a month and then flips them on like Empire Flippers and different sites. And, you know, takes home like $60,000 to $150,000 depending on the value of the account. So you don't really have, like, you don't have to have your account sell, you know, making like $10, $11, $12, $13,000 a month in order for an interested party to be buying. In fact, accounts that make less tend to sell a lot quicker because they're going for a lot less money. But then, boom, you have an influx of cash. You can start a brand new account. You already know what you're doing. So chances of you building up that account is going to happen way faster than it did your first one. So definitely something to be considering. Empire Flippers, they made it so bloody easy to sell an account. You do pay a commission. I paid about $33,000 to them, 15% commission off the sale of my account. But yeah, no, super solid, super solid. But hey guys, that's all I have for you today. If you like this video, please leave a comment, let me know. And don't forget, the Publish and Profit 5-day challenge is starting right now. It's completely free. It always will be free. But if you want me to show you exactly what I covered in this video, but in a lot more detail, step by step, and you're able to talk to me through my school community group there, you can do that. Sign up, link in the description for that. And yeah, anyways, other than that, till next time, everybody. Peace.